What's going on, people? What's going on? It's hot, man. It's hot out here. That's why you see that fan. It be moving because I be turning it off so it don't irritate the sound or interfere with the sound. All the air is in the rooms. But yeah, man, welcome back. Welcome back. This is Pilgrims in the Earth. First and foremost, all praises be to the Most High. Always. So yeah, man, I'm still on the same thing. I'm focused. I'm realizing how complicated and how frustrating YouTube is. I don't get frustrated no more over it, but I just put stuff out, man. Hopefully it can connect with somebody. But yeah, man. I've been focused. Of course, I got my kids, I got my wife. Living abroad, just paying attention and trying to put out content that can kind of warn the population of what's going on in the world today. But other than that, man, I'm just trying to grow, man. Trying to grow, fasting and praying and watching. But anyway, man, it's been a minute since I sat before y'all. I've been dropping some AI videos, but it's been a little minute. But yeah, man, this is just a little something that was on my mind, on my spirit. Let's get right into it. So I wanted to ask y'all a question. Where does your value lie? Where does your value lie at? Is it in the car you drive? Is it in the house that you live in? Is it in the clothes you wear? Because I found that a lot of us have built a castle on sand. We built a castle on sand. And a lot of people are starting to realize the things that they thought was valuable, it don't hold no type of weight, because now we living in a society where that American dollar, it ain't doing what it used to do. So now a lot of people is finding that they don't have the value. A lot of people will crash out based on what's coming. So if you don't have value, and people might say, what do you mean value? Value, it's supposed to be worth, of course. Everything that's worth something ain't got nothing to do with money. For example, I can go anywhere in the world and I have value. Why is that? Because number one, I have a good heart. I have a desire to uplift people. You don't know just how big that is alone. I talk to many people every day. And just my inspiration to them, my motivation to them can uplift their spirit. Many people are giving up, So yeah, I have a value system outside of materialistic things. And we're coming into a time where everything that we've ever known that was valuable is starting to disintegrate, and that was purposely. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, a lot of people, they find their value within the things that they have, within the job that they have, within, their bank account. But if all that is stripped from you overnight, who would you be? What would you be worth? Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee. This is a bad habit. It's been a while since I drunk it, but I got a long night. But yeah, man, I can honestly say, and I love my family, I love my wife, I love my children. But if the Most High stripped all that away, like Job, I'm still who I am. You can take away whatever money, you can take everything I have, I'm still me. And you got to be able to say that. And the only way you can say that, if you've had things and the Most High stripped it from you, or you lost it all. You get what I'm saying? You have to have the Most High build you up. Because this world would dangle that over you, over your head. You got people that'll use you based on they might feel that you need them, and you might need them. So you have to have a value system within yourself, because it's a cold world out there. Man, I've always been the type of person I don't like favoritism, and I walk based on my own destiny, right? I'm not going to be stuck in no job. I'm not going to be stuck around people who is not genuine. Just because the money ain't right, just because the money is right don't mean it's right. You know, I had to hit the rock bottom a lot of times. Of course, I always tell y'all, me and my family, when we came to Africa, we had to go back broke. And we had to live in a hotel room. And I had to basically encourage my family, to be, not saying they were, distraught about it, but I had to encourage them to let them know, we're going to see good days, we're going to see bad days. We was living in a hotel room. It was me, my son Karan, and my son Azariah, and my wife at the time. We didn't have our two youngest ones. But yeah, man, and my wife at that time had a miscarriage. So she was pregnant. I had to go back and work. We were living in a hotel room, and we had to put the kids in daycare. So all these things was going on. I'm trying to balance paying for the hotel room we was living in, which was like $3 something a week, which is crazy. Daycare, $3 something a week, and I'm the only one working. And I just got a car, like a little hoopty van, and the van was on his last leg. So I was real depressed. And yeah, I had to get up out of that ditch, man. And a lot of people would have lost it based on that. A lot of people would have lost it. That's why you have to have a value system within yourself. How do you gain that value system? You have to have purpose, not purpose from the world, because guess what? That purpose is about to be ripped from right up under you. You know what I'm saying? People work their job for 20 years. And once they retire, or 30, 40 years, then they retire, and they don't know what to do with their life because they had no purpose outside of what they did with that job, or no value outside of that. So going through that situation, I was brought low. And the Most High had to build me up. Man. I done been to the lowest than that. So that's nothing. So yeah, man. Yeah, my bad, y'all. They out there partying. I guess somebody watching sports. They having a good time. But yeah, man, have some value outside of the physical, right? Have some value outside of these materialistic possessions, that corrupt and mold and rust. You gotta have something up here in your spirit. Man, I went through something recently, and I was gonna talk about this, right? The reason this is very important, because we're coming into a time where money, the world government is gonna squeeze us like that, right? And it's gonna make people desperate. It's gonna make people very desperate. The money system is about to change. The banking system is about to change. There's gonna be a lot of collapse of governments and countries. And like I said, people are gonna panic. And that's where Satan wants you. And that's why I say you have to gain your value. You have to lose it all to gain it all. You got to walk away from something to get something. And that's my best advice. And I say this, when you lose it all, you got to be willing to get back up and not just mope in your sorrow. Because a lot of people would say a wise man falls 7 times but get back up, but the wicked will stay there on. A lot of people will stay there. They'll stay there for a long time because they don't have the strength to get back up. But you gotta have something to fight for, man, in these times. You gotta have something to fight for. For me, it's my family and my children now, But before that, man, hey, I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. The Most High have shown me my purpose. So once you have that purpose, hey, tunnel vision. I thank the Most High that I made it to almost 40. I'm 38 years old now. My younger years, I was just going through life on autopilot, trying to find my purpose, picking up this, doing this and that. You know how it is when you're young, moving around. But I thank the Most High for showing me, what my true purpose is. But yeah, man, it's about to get ugly out here. And if you lose it all, what is going to be your value after that? What is going to be your value? But yeah, man, recently, of course, you had a big protest that was going on here in Tanzania. A lot of people was worried. It was a lot of crazy stuff on the internet and all that. A lot of that was true, And a lot of people was like, probably counting me out. Like, oh, why did they go? I know how people think. But we was cool, man. It was a test, though. It was a test because during that time, you had mass protesting. You had the internet outage or internet blackout, which the government cut the internet off for maybe 6 days. So not having internet for 6 days in 2025 at the time is wild. Of course, your family, you can't talk to your family, especially when you're living outside the country. You can't let your family know you're all right. Stores was closed. You had limited access to roads. There was curfew. So it gave me a clear understanding how things would be when a fall happens. And I always said before I moved here, I said, if the fall happens, where do I want to be? Location is very important. Location is very important. That's number one. So I told myself there has to be access to food. So when this happened, military was around. You couldn't just go anywhere, especially at a certain time at night. So stores couldn't run. So it kind of gave you it kind of reminded me of the lockdown a few years ago. Everything was closed pretty much. But the thing about here, they gonna move. They gonna be moving. They gonna be moving and grooving. So they were still selling their rice. They were still selling their beans, their potatoes. There's fresh produce everywhere here. So you were still able to get that. So I was very reluctant. I was very glad that I could still get access to those things, because think about it. When things start shutting down in America, you're not going to have access to the grocery stores, and outside of the major grocery stores. I mean, if you're in the inner city, what are you going to do as far as food? If you ain't got non-perishable items, you pretty much just, you're a sitting duck. So yeah, I went through that recently, maybe a month or two ago. I think that was November. But we was cool. We was chilling. So yeah, that happened. And after that situation, I said, you know what? I'm glad that we prepared. My wife was like, yeah, we always, because we're always talking about the fall. We're watching and seeing what's going on. We had enough cash on us because we prepared for that. If you're not doing nothing at this time or preparing, man, you really got to lock in. All these people, imagine you got all this money in your bank account, right? And it's not worth nothing overnight. I had put out a video called Make Room. What is the video called? Rome Great Again. Dang, I forgot what it's called. Make Rome Great Again, something like that. But yeah, it shows you that America and ancient Rome, the same play is happening. The same play. How it fell is exactly the same direction that America is going in. What you call the caste system, the immigrants and all that, the Civil War going on, all that is the same thing that's going on in America today that happened in Rome. So you have to prepare. But before all that, where is your value? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will go down with the ship. Excuse me. A lot of people is going to go down with the ship because all their value lies in America. All their value lies in what America does for them. A lot of people is losing it, man. So you got to know, man, if you don't know that everything is temporary when it comes to what Satan offers, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose bad. This is the time where you got to start preparing, building that ship, building that ark, because the storm is coming for sure. I used to talk about it like it's going to be a long time from now, but no, we here. We're definitely here for sure. You see traveling changing. I talked about it on I showed that on one of my other videos about the passports being declined or denied in a lot of countries. People are leaving America in huge numbers. So now they're getting to certain places. Let's say you go to Egypt from America and they're denying you, like, hey, your passport is non-active. So they have to send you back to your country. So now the game is changing. You know what I'm saying? What would you do? I always tell myself this. What would I do if I had to go back to America? I've done it before. But guess what? You think I'm going to sit back and cry? Nah, I'm going to put on my big boy pants, my big boy boots, and I'm going to do what I got to do for my family. Yeah, man, you gotta be strong in every situation. It might not get you. Okay. You know, like, I never put my value in the things that was around me. When I say that, or the people around me. Of course, I think I'm a very genuine person. So when I meet people and I build something with people, when it don't work out, let's say a misunderstanding, or it caused you to separate. That weighs heavy on me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I never been secret about, my personal life. I was a part of an organization or a church, where I had to eventually walk away based on, my direction on where I wanted to go in life. And I thought we all was trying to build something, get land, do these different things. But then when I started trying to do these things, I didn't, they basically was like, nah, we're not trying to do that, right? So I had to go my own way. And that messed up my relationship with a lot of people. A lot of people turned cold on me based on my affiliation being broke with that church. So they felt like, you ain't with the church, you ain't with me. So that took a toll on me. You know what I'm saying? So my value, I had to have value within myself, and what I could do. Because it's like I put my whole kind of, my years within this church. I done did security in this church. I done built family in this church. So, but if my value would have only been there, I would have lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Or I would have stayed with that church no matter what. But what I understand, you have to have your own value within yourself. Another thing, right? Even after that, I had, of course I had people I was building with. But when there's fallouts that happen, when there's attacks that happen, because it's spiritual attacks. Anytime you're trying to do work for the Most High, there's always going to be attacks, right? I always kept it real with y'all. I had fell off for a while. yeah, I had fell off for a while. You know, was drinking heavy. All praise to the Most High. It's going to be going on 2 years, and you know, and another. It's been about a year and a half now since I had a drink. But at this time, I was at my lowest. You know, drinking. I used to have these dreams, man. I had dreams of. I kept having dreams and nightmares of rats, snakes, rats. So I felt in my spirit that there was some type of betrayal that's going to happen. And once I seen it manifest, it hurt me. Yeah, it hurt me a lot. But one thing I know, the Most High had built me up through this. So I was knocked down once again. I had to build myself up. And it's one thing about being disrespected when you try to do the right thing. It's one thing about being disrespected, you know, when you trying to do the right thing. And a lot of people, pride can't deal with that. It's people that did me wrong, but I still got love for them. I still got love for them, right? Because guess what? When you stand your ground, the world don't understand that. And you got a good heart. You stand your ground with a good heart. The world do not understand that. Even when you try to do good deeds for people, they looking at you like, dang, what is he trying to get? What are you trying to get? You trying to finesse me? See, our people been done bad so long, man. We don't understand the real spirit of Christ. You know, even a man in a church that's trying to give you the gospel, he still wants something from you. So our people don't know how to trust. So yeah, I went through a lot, you know, even leaving the church, dealing with people, and I'm still trying to build myself. So I had to sit with myself for a long time. I had to sit with myself for a long time and understand myself, understand my flaws, understand what I need to work on. You know, understand what the Most High wanted for me. You know, and I'm a father and I'm a husband. So I had to get my whole family, my whole household back in order. And all praises to the Father. We've been going strong ever since. The Father will remove everything from you just so you can realize your value. Just so you can realize your purpose once again, because your purpose and your value go hand in hand. If you don't got no purpose, where is your value? If you ain't got no value, how are you going to have a purpose? So, yeah, man, whether money come and go, I'm still the same person. Whether I'm a millionaire, I'm still going to have the same shirt on. I'm thank the Most High I got a clean shirt. You know what I'm saying? Whether I have $1 million, whether I'm broke, you know, whether I'm living out a garbage can, I'm still the same person. I still hold myself accountable. I don't walk around with my nose in the air. 9 times out of 10, if I'm rich anyway, I ain't gonna do nothing but put my people on anyway. But yeah, man, this is a strong message to people. Where does your value lie at? That's it. Pilgrims in the earth, all praise to the Most High. Be blessed, y'all. Your whole life, you've worked hard, went to school for the best career, worked overtime, set up trust funds, made future plans, 401ks, Social Security, savings, etc., just for this very unexpected moment to happen and change everything you've ever known and flip your whole world upside down.
Just a dream.
Morning, we interrupt all programming for breaking news. The U.S. dollar has officially failed. Effective immediately, it holds no recognized value on global markets. Banks are closing their doors, trading has been halted, and await further.
Roughly an hour ago, the U.S. dollar was officially declared insolvent. Markets have been halted worldwide. Banks are limiting withdrawals as the currency's value falls to zero. It's true.
God.
Check your account. Treasury has...
We've been out here for 3 hours. They keep saying the system's down.
I'm telling you, there's no cash left inside.
Pull it harder. It's giving.
Watch the glass. Keep pushing. Hey, put that down. Back up, everybody. Move.
Back up.
Stop.
My fellow Americans, tonight I must share news no president ever wishes to deliver.
Go, go, go!
The United States dollar has collapsed. Markets have halted. Banks are closing.
To mean something. Worked a lifetime for paper that's worth less than the ink on it. It's gone.